Welcome to Cooking with Andrea. Today we're going to be doing a scalloped potato roll. I'm excited. I love scalloped potatoes. I had a lot of potatoes left over from Thanksgiving. So what I'm doing is just drying my potatoes off just a little bit. I've already pre-cut some of them. And then I'll just show you what I did. I'm going to let these just sit here and just dry for a minute. Washed them all real good. Got my one little towel I use for potatoes, corns, and things like that when I'm cooking. This is my special little one. It's a weird color green, just so I know that that's the one. I have a whole bunch of little white ones, and I use them just for food. Only for food. Don't even wash them in the washer. Wash them by hand. Okay, I have 8 potatoes here, and I just went ahead and got these in my mandolin, and I'm just slicing them. But I've got 8. You can use 6 to 8, depends on how big you want to make them, or how many rolls you want to make. But I'm really excited. This is going to be yum. I love scalloped potatoes, and I love stuffing my scalloped potatoes. I like casseroles too. So basically, this is all I did. Made them a nice size, and I'm just going to go ahead and put them in here. If I don't need all 8, no worries. I'll use them for breakfast because, you know, I make a lot of breakfast for my family and myself during the week. I kind of try and do all that. I'm going to go ahead, put the potatoes over here, let them soak, and then I'm going to come over here. I'm going to start our meat. Our meat's going to go in there. So I'm going to get it on. I'm going to let it warm real fast. And as it's warming, or after it's warmed, nice. I have it on 460. I got it on real high so it starts sizzling right away, hopefully. Then I'm going to go ahead and drop my onion and my garlic. So I took this whole onion and 4 pieces of garlic, about this much garlic. It's it's about 5. It's about 4.5 pieces of garlic. I went ahead and pureed everything because, you know, that's how I like mine. If it's for you and you don't want yours pureed, then just go ahead and finely chop it. I always suggest a fine chop though. Fine chop brings lots of flavor, and nobody gets a big bite. I don't believe people should get big bites of things unless that's the way you like it. Some people love it. But if you don't, just remember, and especially picky people like me, if you do it in smaller, they may be able to eat it. But for me, you know me, I have to do mine pureed. So I'm going to do mine all nice and pureed. Okay, so this is coming up pretty good. I have paprika, 1 teaspoon, and I have celery salt, 1 tablespoon. I have parsley. I have 4 tablespoons. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to my meat, some of it. I'm going to layer it because I want to put, you'll see when I get into rolling it, how I'm going to use some of the seasons. But I went ahead and measured them out just so you would see them. Okay, so I have oil here. I'm not going to need the oil though because my garlic and my onion are pureed, so I'm not going to use it. So just measure out all your seasonings because you want to use all these seasonings, but you want to put them in different portions of your food. So now that I have my meat at a good place, really this induction new wave cookware is absolutely awesome. It'll start real fast. You're not waiting for anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop it to 260. And now what I'm going to do is put my onion mixture and my garlic. And if I have too much grease in here, because I used 1 pound of ground beef, and I didn't really use a super lean, it's more like 73 because I can just drain the grease real fast. Actually, I'm going to put my heat back up. I'm going to go 390 because my onions just dropped it real low. So, but I have to incorporate everything because I want the grease so that the onion and the garlic do not burn. We want nothing to burn. But look, it looks delicious. By me being able to puree, that means I get to have all this wonderful flavor of the onion and the garlic, which is really nice because I do like onion and garlic. I just do not like the crunch of the onion. So if I puree, then I can eat it. Or I can use onion powder and garlic powder, which I used to do a lot. But, you know, that fresh onion tastes so delicious. And because I puree mine, I get a lot of the actual liquid from the onion. So it's really great. So remember, I'll list everything in the description box, but this is what you want to use. So I'm going to move these back. Like I said, celery, paprika, and you want to do a little bit of pepper too, which I am not going to do it now. I'm going to do it when I roll it out and I have my ricotta cheese on there so that you can see how much I put. Right now, I just want to get my mixture started. Okay, so right here I have 2 cups of parmesan. I use parmesan reggiano. And remember, don't forget to save your little edge of your parmesan. I took one in a little bit because I take my edges off because I don't eat that part. I use that for cooking. I eat it when I'm cooking. And it's in my sauces. I have 1 cup of mozzarella and I need 1 cup of ricotta cheese. And I also have bacon pre-cooked. I have a whole pound of bacon. Pound. I went ahead and took this whole bacon, pre-cooked it, because that's what's going to go in the inside of my my scalloped potato roll. So I did this already, but I wanted to have it cooked because bacon takes forever. Okay, so now that my meat's cooking good, I'm going to keep it on that 390 to let it cook. I just want everything to cook in there real nice. I'm not going to have to ground that that hamburger mixture because everything looks to be pretty equal. So I need 1 cup of ricotta. Just going to take it out like this. I'm going to pack it down just a little bit. And that's what I'm going to spread inside. If you don't want the ricotta, you can use something else. Probably just cheese and do it that way, or sour cream. Maybe cream cheese or yogurt. I would say probably cream cheese or yogurt would go better. I don't know. I never have used it that way because I actually like ricotta a lot. So I do use the ricotta cheese a lot. Also, my dish will have spinach. You can put the spinach inside the roll. I do not. I keep the spinach on the outside. I'm not really particular into cooked spinach. I like spinach in my salads. I like spinach just raw. I love raw spinach. I think it is so delicious. And sometimes I even use the rest of my spinach instead of lettuce for my tacos. It tastes that good. Okay, so this is looking really good. We're going to set this back and just let it continue to cook. I'm going to go to this side so you can see what I'm going to do with my potatoes. Okay, let my potatoes drain a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I have 2 cups of parmesan. I'm going to use 1 on my parchment paper. And I'm going to use 1 over my potatoes as I lay them on my parchment paper. Just spread it out nice and even as you can. Okay. I believe we got it. I'm going to stay in this little this little frame I'm going to take my potatoes. I'm going to lay my potatoes right out like this. And then what I'm going to do is overlap them. Oops, let me see. I don't think you can see this. You know what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break. And I'm going to come back. And this way, right, you can see me layer the potatoes. Okay, we're back. Change the camera angle. So I want to just layer the potatoes on each other. Want to keep them like this. I'm going to go all the way over. Just overlap them. We've got plenty of potatoes. We can cut more if we needed. But what we're going to do is we want to overlap so that our potatoes will just stay together. We're going to bake them this way. Okay, our meat is doing great. It's just sizzling away. And that's what we want. So we're just going to continue to layer. And if I need more potatoes, I already have more potatoes. Just dry them off for a second. And this is what I'm doing, is just overlapping. Not too big of an overlap, just a little bit. And your mandolin cuts them perfectly. So if you just use your mandolin, you'll be fine. It'll cut them beautifully. Everything is smelling delicious over here. So what we're going to do now is, that's as big as I'm going to make it. And what I'm doing is taking the rest of this parmesan and I'm going to bake it right into the potato. And this is where I'm going to add my pepper. I probably should have put a little bit more cheese on the bottom, but it's okay. We are good to go. Okay, so don't use more than a half a teaspoon of pepper unless you're a big pepper fan. But see, like what I'm going to do is I will pepper after. But I'm not going to measure out that much right now because not always people love pepper. And it can make the dish hot for kids, you know. So I just went ahead and spread it just like that. So what I'm going to do is pop this in the oven for 30 minutes. And then what we'll do is we'll check our meat. I'm going to put my timer on. Kitchen timer. Start. Okay, so you can make a couple of those little potato rolls. Okay, everything's looking great. My hamburger looks great. You can see all the onions and you can see the garlic. So I'm just going to let it cook just a few minutes more. And then basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drain the grease and I'm going to leave it to the side so that when we come back, you guys will see everything. Oh, there's only one thing I wanted to touch base on is tomato. I don't know if I need all 3 Roma tomatoes. I did cut my tomatoes. I'm going to put them inside some and then I'm going to garnish the outside so it goes good with my, my spinach. So I'm not sure if I'm going to use it all, but if we need another one, we will. But I cut 2 already of these Roma tomatoes. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to be back in 30 minutes after my potatoes bake, because then they'll have to go in for another 20 minutes or until nice and crispy. But when we come back, we'll go ahead and assemble. Welcome back. Okay, our potatoes are out of the oven. You have to let them cool for a few minutes so you can peel it off the back. So I let it cool for a few minutes. Now I'm going to go ahead and put my ricotta cheese on. Don't want it to cool too much because you want the ricotta cheese to go on, but you don't want the ricotta cheese to melt either. So we're just going to put it on. Doesn't have to be any fancy way. I'm just putting it more in the middle so that when I do roll, You know, my meat, my bacon. Oh, I'm so bad. I'm doing bacon. We're doing bacon with the onion and garlic. Mmm, so yummy. I'm so bad. I tell you, don't give me a reason why to use a potato. I will find one. And I love potatoes. Potatoes are so delicious. Um, you know, and if we eat them in moderation, we're fine. A homemade hamburger. That's what I'm doing right here. No, I'm just joking. Making the potato. I'm so bad. Make the potato my bun. Okay. So I'm just spreading it out. Adds a good flavor. And like I said, it helps the ingredients stick inside. Want to kind of keep it right over here though, so that not everything is gushing out. So okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, so I'm going to take my paprika and the rest of my celery salt, because I used the celery salt earlier. I'm just going to mix it up. And remember, I'll put the description in the description box how much I used exactly. And then you'll have it there. But I already said earlier I do not want to mess it up. And you can use as much as you want or as little. I have a little bit more, which I'm just going to dump in. I'm going to add some parsley right now. You know me and my parsley. I love parsley. Okay, here's where my bacon's going. Okay, I made a whole container of bacon. I used a little bit more than half. I think we stole a couple pieces out of there too while we were waiting for the potato to cook. That's one thing good when you're the cook. You can take out whatever you want. Your little treat. Okay, I'm going to stop with the bacon. I think we have plenty. I'll use the rest of it for my breakfast. So I'm going to just take my paprika, the rest of my paprika, and my parsley. Just going to mix it in a little bit. And I'm going to use the rest for the top. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to let you know. I cooked, that's how much grease that came out of my hamburger. I didn't use the best hamburger. I didn't use the worst, but, you know, I'm going to put it in my little dish here. So I felt that, hey, we'll go middle of the road today. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little bit of mozzarella cheese right here. And then I'm going to layer some meat on. And I may not use my whole amount of meat because I'm going to make another one of these. But, you know, I just wanted to make one. So we have it. Just going to do a little bit more meat. Better to have more, plus, unless you can buy a half a pound. It depends on how much meat you like. We like our stuff pretty meaty. So now what I'm going to do is just go in like this, but I'm going to try not to spread too much to the sides because, you know, when you go to roll, it's going to want to kind of come out on the sides. But we want it to be to the end so that everybody gets a bite of everything. Good way to use up potatoes, good way to use up, if you had some extra turkey laying around, you could do a turkey wrap, a turkey roll, you know, just like this. Just make it a little bit more even. Right in here. Okay. A little bit more cheese. We want some nice ooey gooey melty. And remember, you don't have to use this much cheese. It was a cup of mozzarella. I'll have everything in the description box. Now what we're going to do is, remember the tomatoes I was telling you? I think that I don't need a lot of them in here. I'm not really into cooked tomatoes either. Rather have them on the side. And like I said, I had to use some of my spinach. But I do not like dip and stuff like that. Like to make it, but don't like to eat it. I feel that it is, once it makes my my spinach soggy, I don't like it. I'm more of a raw vegetable kind of person than I am a cooked vegetable. I really enjoy vegetables raw. But my family loves it this way. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to roll. And what you want to do is you want to take it over and you want to roll firm. And you want to make sure a little bit can come out. It's no problem. I overstuffed it. I'm an overstuffer. So for me, because I am an overstuffer, it will come out. This is absolutely beautiful. Oops. Let me just grab that little piece. Boy, cheese has a lot of oil in it. So that's what it looks like. It's really pretty quite cool. And not even going to worry about this little bit of doodads. We'll save it to the side. Oops. We'll save it to the side. And that looks absolutely beautiful. Now you're going to have a little bit, like I said, I overstuffed mine, but we already know I'm an overstuffer. But I can always feed everybody. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of parsley here. I'm just going to cook this for another 20 minutes. Because the potato tastes good, but it's not done, in my personal opinion, all the way. Okay, so we're going to put it in for another 20 minutes. This is what it looks like so far. This is our roll. We're going to go ahead and get in the oven cooking, and we'll be back. Welcome back. Okay, I got it out of the oven. It's my beautiful scallop stuffed roll here. I did end up using the extra tomato, so it's 3 Roma tomatoes, and I'll put it in the description. So here it is. Okay, we're going to talk about this wonderful, wonderful little platter. Really festive looking too. You can use it for Christmas time, but we eat this normally. We eat this throughout the year. We just don't put all the tomatoes on there. We usually just do a salad or spinach and we just cut it. I wanted to let you know, today I used 2 cups of the Parmesan cheese. Normally when I use 2 cups of cheese, I mix the cheese, Monterey Jack, mozzarella, and Parmesan. But I had seen a recipe that did it that way, and I thought, oh, I'm going to try it because, you know, I didn't know somebody else made this. It's just like tortilla wraps. I thought I was the only person that made hot dog tortilla wraps, and found out on the internet millions of people do. So just to let you know how I do this one, I think the cheese is a little bit easier to use, the mozzarella, Monterey Jack, and Parmesan, but this looks fantastic, and we are going to give it a try. And let's see here. I'm going to try this side because I really want to take a picture of it too. So I don't want to mess it up too bad. You know how that is. But oh, I love this dish because I love potatoes. And it's a lot easier when you eat the potato this way because you're not eating all the cream, everything else that goes with it. So I'm going to try a piece of the scalloped potato, but like I said, I don't want to cut into it because I would like to take a picture. This one's really good. I actually used bacon in it this time, and I didn't even use the whole bacon. And it tastes fantastic. I'm gonna try one more bite just to see how it goes. Oh, the potato is nice and crispy. I want to show you guys. Oh, get some spinach. Better not take a bite that big. If I take a bite that big, I won't be chewing for a while. Or I'll be chewing for a while. So I better take a little bit smaller bite. But you get a piece of the spinach. Oh, and the cheese. Excellent. It's good. I think this is a fancy little cute thing to make. And actually, you can just make it really nice and easy for dinner. So, if you like the content, if you would please like and subscribe, I'd be most grateful. I just want to show you again. Pretty wonderful. Okay. Well, I thank you very much, and I hope you all have a blessed week. And we shall see you soon.